Hello and welcome to the Curiosity and Consciousness podcast. The intention of this podcast is to open your mind, get curious about yourself and connect to the power you hold within. I am your host, Maloney, an inside-out coach, helping you to believe in yourself and manifest your desires. Check out the podcast, available on all platforms, and go to my website, www.karenmaloney.com for all info. Hello everybody, Happy New Year and welcome to 2023. Welcome to the first episode of the year, and I hope, however you're arriving to this new year, this transition, that you're doing okay. And I hope you managed to get a little bit of downtime or a moment to pause to reflect over the last year. You know, I think it's really important, and my Christmas and New Year was really busy and lots of people around, so I actually didn't get to do it until the first week, until well past New Year's Day. But you know, that doesn't matter. It's still really nice to take a moment to pause, to reflect, to review, to decide what you want to focus on for the year going ahead, who you want to be. Because again, we are the drivers of our life if we choose to be, or we will be run by life. It's one or the other. We're either awake, alert, conscious, and being intentional with our life, our thoughts, our actions, our words, our everything, or we're being run by the old programs. And again, both options are available, both are fine, whichever you choose, but one usually makes you feel better and calmer and more in control, and the other can leave you feeling frazzled. So just for this first episode as well of the year, I'm just going to share a short episode as well, and again an invitation or something for you to think about, to begin to utilize and be more conscious of for the year ahead. And this is our capacity to visualize, or mental rehearsal, or imagination, creating a new image, a new movie, a new scene, a new picture in our head in order to create and influence a different reality on the outside. And recently I heard the analogy of how our subconscious mind is like a printer. It's like our own personal printer. Our subconscious is directing 95+% of our daily life, our daily actions, our habits, our behaviors, our responses. That is our subconscious mind. The programs we hold within there are what run automatically. So think of it like a printing machine, and it's a yes machine. It will print whatever we consistently think about or hold in our mind's eye. So if we want to print a new image, we have to put it in there in the first place. And that's the importance of visualization, of imagination, of mental rehearsal, of playing a new scene, a new image over and over again in our mind in order for it, think of that printer, to print out in our reality. And that's where all change must start. We have to be able to conceive and to think of something new in our mind's eye in order to experience it on the outside. Because what we are focusing on, what we put our attention on, whether consciously or unconsciously, is what we are creating more of. So when we really want to change a situation, we must begin to create a new image internally and start to say new words to ourselves internally in order to experience something different. And this is also the quantum, connecting to a new possibility, the quantum field, but also it is used every single day by the world's elites, and especially think of athletes. Every athlete uses their mental capacity, that mind rehearsal, to imagine potting a ball, seeing that final shot, winning the game. Athletes are so accustomed to using this facility that we all have, this capacity to influence the outcome of our life. There's books written on it, especially when it comes to like the psychology of golf. And Jack Nicklaus had said before that he never, ever, ever, ever takes a shot without first visualizing where he wants it to go. And it is this mental rehearsal that gives us so much power over our lives as well, and so much influence over our lives. And there's been studies done. I think it was playing the piano, but there was a study done where there was 3 groups. One were told not to practice at all. One were actually practicing with a real life piano, and one were just mentally rehearsing. They were practicing in their mind's eye. And after a couple of weeks, they were tested, and the group who had no practice didn't improve at all. The group who actually practiced at the piano improved 24%, and the group who mentally rehearsed and only practiced in their mind without ever touching a piano improved 23%. So pretty much exactly as someone who was actually consistently at the piano practicing. That is the power of our mind. That is the power of our focus, of our attention, and of mentally rehearsing something, of visualizing something over and over again. It has an impact. And if we cannot think greater than our current circumstances, we're just going to be creating more of the same, more of the same, more of the same. So visualizing, using our mind's eye, using this mental rehearsal for something that you really want in your life, whether that's a new job, you see yourself as already there doing that job. You see yourself as already happy, loving in that job. And then the steps will unfold that will bring that about. So instead of hustling and efforting really, really hard on the outside, start the mental practice first on the inside, and then take actions on the steps that you will be guided to take, that will appear in front of you, that may seem totally different to what you had in mind or how it might come about. But that's the action we must take when these little breadcrumbs and steps show up. So again, the power of our imagination, the power of visualizing is so incredible. But as I always say, don't take my word for it. Play with it yourself. And what our subconscious mind responds to is imagery and repetition. Doing something once is not enough. Doing it once is not going to bring about massive change. To really reprogram and get that new image embedded in your subconscious so it will print it out and it will become a reality, you must repeat it. First thing in the morning, last thing at night is the best time because our subconscious is more suggestible at these times. But it can also be done at any stage throughout the day. And Neville Goddard talks about SATS, which is a state akin to sleep. State akin to sleep. So you could take a few moments out in your day, like if you're going into that meditative space, and bring that image to mind, that mind movie, and mentally rehearse that scene, that image. You're using your imagination to see what you want to see, to experience it as it is already done. Imagining that this is the reality now and embedding that new program. So it's such a powerful faculty that we all have. You know, we all have the capability to think greater, see something different than we've currently been experiencing. And again, it can take a little bit of practice when we're not used to it. I know for me, way back, it seemed a bit insane and it seemed kind of hard to think something different or see something different about a situation. But like everything, it just becomes a practice and it becomes easier. And the truth is, every single thing that currently exists in our reality, every single thing that we have available to us, first started in the imagination of someone, in the mind of someone, as an idea in someone's head. Nothing could exist without the idea, the imagining first and foremost. And that's what brings evolution as well. And William Blake has a quote that says, "Look around you. Everything that is now proven was once imagination. Everything that is now proven was once imagination." And that's why some of the dreamers are the greatest people in our society, because they're the one dreaming new dreams. They're the one bringing about new situations, whether it's new technology, new ways of doing things, new ways of looking at things, new medicines, new healing modalities. These all come about because of the idea, the imagining, that image in mind first and foremost. So that was just something I wanted to remind you of and share with you again at the start of this year, and invite you again to play, to use your imagination. You know, in school, we're told not to daydream, don't be staring out the window, and we have to really be able to rationalize everything. And that's a part of our brain. But actually, there's also the other part, which is that more intuitive, that imagining, that creative aspect. And the more that we tap into that again, it is so powerful. It's about becoming a whole being, a whole body, and not just using part of ourselves. So why not explore this faculty and use it to your advantage in the year ahead? Remember, 95% plus of what we do day in, day out is run by the subconscious. The subconscious is only listening to us. The subconscious is taking note of the images we hold in our head, the words we say. It is a yes man. It is a printing machine. It will produce what we hold consistently within. So hold a new image, hold it consistently, and allow it to unfold. So that's the first episode. I'm not really sure why this was so present for me to share, but this is really what wanted to come out for the first episode. So wishing you a wonderful year, and as always, if anyone wants to work one-to-one to really learn more about their power and start that inside out living, feel free to reach out. support@KarenMaloney.com. Bye. Thanks for listening. And before you go, I would love to ask you a massive favor. If you enjoyed this episode or any episode of the podcast, I would love for you to leave a short review on Apple Podcasts to help it grow. If you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it.